Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Jnanatimirandasya jnananjana-shalakaya chakshuranmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shwapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Taptakanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiv Sati Gauravakranta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangam Langayate Giram Yatrupatam Shri Guranam Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from the verse 10. Ratin Gauri Lile Api Tapati Saundarya Kiranai Sachi Lakshmi Satya Paribhavati Saubhagya Valanai Vasikarais Chandravali Mukhanabina Brajasati Kshipatyarad Aradhyatam Hari Daitaradham Radham Bhajamana. O mind, offer your worship unto Sri Radhika, the beloved of Lord Hari. She outshines Rati, the wife of Kamadev, Gauri, the wife of Lord Shiva, Leela, the potency of Lord Vishnu. By the effulgence of her beauty, she defeats Sachi, the wife of Indra, Lakshmi and Satya, Krishna's wife Satyabhama. By the waves of her good fortune, she defeats the pride of newly married gopis of Raj, headed by Chandravali, through her power to control Krishna. Hare Krishna. Honestly speaking, I don't have the qualification to speak on these verses. You know, what is that? Yeah, you know, talking about Radharani. Radharani means Sanak Sanat Kumar, Sanak Sanandan Sanatan Sanat Kumar. They never dared to pronounce her name, thinking they don't have enough purity. That is Radharani's purity. You know, that is Radharani's love for Krishna. You know, so what is that? You know, Sanaka Sanatana Varnisat Charite Radhe Jayadaya Jaya Jaya Madhavataite Gokula Taruni Mandalam Haite. So these three verses they speak, they glorify Radharani. You know, Baldev Vidya Bhushan says there is a book called Vedanta Shamantika. You know, this is like a crest jewel of Vedanta. He says, you know, he speaks about Radharani and he says, Tvam Amsa Lakshmi Durgadikacha. So her expansions are on one hand Lakshmi, on another hand Durga. Both are her expansions. Hare Krishna. Lakshmi and Durga, both are her expansions. When Krishna is infinite. Krishna has unlimited energies. So Krishna has unlimited energies, and Radharani is a Radha Krishna Pranay Viridre Ahladini Shakti Rasmat. Ahladini, pleasure potency. Sandini, Samvit, Ahladini, three potencies. And especially she is the pleasure potency. Dhavamana. So Krishna wanted to enjoy one day. Can everyone hear?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
So one day Krishna wanted to, he was actually in Golok Vrindavan, Rasamandala. There Krishna wanted to enjoy immediately the desire. So the desire, when the desire came in his mind, it manifested as a beautiful young girl. And she was running towards Krishna, Dhavamana, Dhavati, to serve Krishna. That's why she's called Radha. Anaya Aradhana Radharani. And she is when Krishna expands, all the way Krishna is the origin of Vishnu Tattva, Radharani is the origin of both origin of Lakshmi Tattva, Shakti Tattva. Not just Lakshmi alone. Shakti, entire Shakti Tattva, she is the origin. Means when Krishna becomes the entire, all the Vishnu Tattvas, Radharani is the origin for all the internal potencies, Lakshmi Tattva, Rama, Lakshmi, Sita, all. But when Krishna becomes Lord Shiva, to take care of majority of the people are liberated souls. So three-fourth, Tripada Vibhuti. Spiritual world is 3 times. The condition, this material world is only 1 time. This is a jail. What is this? This is a jail, prison house. This prison house, only rebellious souls are sent here. I don't know how many of us, I'm talking to myself, rebellious souls are sent here, conditioned souls. These people are very envious. These people are very envious. They are very lusty. They are very greedy. They are very angry. When their desires are not fulfilled, they become very angry. When their desires are fulfilled, they become greedy. Conditioned souls. They have declared rebellion on Krishna. In other words, they said, Krishna, get lost. So because of that punishment, they are all sent into the prison house. And they're struggling in this prison house. But again, Krishna becomes merciful. Radharani, Srimad Radharani becomes merciful. So we need to be claimed back. So, but this prison house needs to be maintained. Radharani expands to become Durga is not actually a direct expansion of Radharani, actually. But anyway, definitely one of the expansions. Finally, Durga. To give us trouble. For example, electricity. If you connect it to the refrigerator, you'll get a cooling effect. If you connect it to the thermostat, you'll get the heating effect. But electricity is neither cool nor heat, right? It's energy. You're understanding? Energy. So Lakshmi ji is in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha planets. Durga ji is in the material world, exposing the 3 modes, exposing the people to suffering. The origin is coming from Srimati Radharani from Golok Vrindavan. How many of you understood? Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How many of you are clear?
Prabhuji, could you repeat one more time, Prabhuji?
The the origin of Lakshmi, all the Lakshmis in the Vaikuntha, the origin of Durga, and Durga also has a lot of expansions. Kali, Bhadra Kali, Mahakali, Durga, Parvati, Uma. So she has so many expansions. Lakshmi also has so many expansions because Vaikuntha planets are unlimited. But the source of these two is a Radharani. The source of Lakshmi and Durga is a Radharani in Golok Vrindavan. The mother of the universe, mother of everyone actually. Because she is the origin for Lakshmi, she is also goddess of fortune. But she is specifically goddess of devotion. How many of you are clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
North Indians or South Indians, unless somebody is very driven for bhakti, they don't know Radharani. Why? We don't want bhakti. You agree now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Many times people think, hey, why are you doing? We know Radha, we heard of it, we know Krishna, Anyway, when you do 1-2 rounds chanting, neighbors, friends, parents, why are you so serious now? You can do these things in the old age. Christians, they found out this. 97% of Indians don't even know how many Vedas are there, how many Puranas are there, how many Upanishads are there. And I'm sure you all agree, before coming to Krishna consciousness, you also don't know all the 3. Maybe you know 4 Vedas. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, very much.
I do not know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So there is no surprise. We do not know Radharani. There is no people, there is no surprise, Radha Tattva, because those who want bhakti, they only will get to know Radharani. They will have some idea. Most of the people, they want Lakshmi because Lakshmi is internal energy and money also. Can you believe? My home is very close to Jagannath Puri, but very far from Balaji. But I never visited Jagannath Puri. Why? Isko chahiye bhakti. Who wants bhakti? We want only money. Balaji gives money only. So after coming to ISKCON, first time I visited Jagannath Puri temple, which is only 6 hours. But this one, very far. Those days, at least, one day train, 20 hours at least. But still, we would go to Balaji only. Anyway, so Radharani, Vedanta Samantika, Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Tvam Amsa Lakshmi Durgadikacha. She is the origin of Lakshmi Tattva. She is the origin of Shakti Tattva. So origin of Durga Tattva also. Durga Devi is basically for material world. She keeps us in this prison house. Her duty is very thankless. She wants us to stay in this material world and suffer. But those people, that is their duty. If you pass the exam, you can go out. If you don't pass the exam, stay here. So people go to Dasara, Deepavali, different times, visit her and ask her, give me this, give me this. Sometimes she gives. Kaliga is so degraded. Demigods, they don't even give. Demigods don't even give what we ask because we don't possess proper qualification. We don't possess proper qualification. But that's the reason that people are, when we worship God for material things, as soon as you get the material thing, you will Stop going to the temples. Then you become a donor. But when you don't get it, you'll become frustrated. This is the plight of Hinduism today. But bhakti is very satisfying because Radharani is the mother. Internal energy. Unless she illuminates our heart, you know, unless her grace is there, we cannot know, we cannot get the grace of Krishna. You know, in this verse, worship Radhika, the beloved of Hari. She outshines Rati, wife of Cupid Kamadev. She outshines Rati, means Rati Devi, the wife of Kamadev. Kamadev is beautiful, his wife is also beautiful. But in front of Radharani, they are nothing. And wife of Gauri, and Mother Parvati is also very beautiful. But Radharani is more beautiful than her. And she outshines Leela Shakti, Vishnu's energy. You know, and she defeats Sachi Devi, Indra's wife, and she defeats Lakshmi Devi. You know, and she defeats Satyabhama by the waves of her good fortune. People, you always think good fortune means lotto lottery only. No, definitely not. In the material world, the beauty is a very temporary thing, and it triggers passion actually, material world. Then any one of you may ask a question. Why Radharani is more beautiful than other people? Only one reason. In spiritual world, the beauty is based on the love they have for Krishna. The love they have for Krishna. How much love you have for Krishna, you'll be that much beautiful. When gopis saw Uddhava, Uddhava resembles Krishna. He's looking almost like Krishna because of his intense devotion for Krishna. Because of his intense devotion for Krishna. Hare Krishna. You know? So, actually, can you imagine Radharani? Though sometimes they use the word Mahyamatna Pada Padma Dasya Dasturadika. You know? What is that? Kama Tapa Bhadik. The word Kama is used. Sometimes we get a feeling lust. There is a saying, Mullah ki daud masjid tak. You know, the horse of Mullah cannot go beyond masjid. Likewise, our minds so much infatuated with lust. We don't know something called love. Actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is it? When Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining the internal reasons for Lord Chaitanya's, confidential reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance, he speaks the difference between love and lust. Atmendriya Priti Taravancha Balekama Krishna, Atmendriya Priti Taravancha Balekama Krishnendriya Priti Ichadare Prema Nama. If we try to satisfy our senses, it's lust. If we try to gratify Krishna's senses, it is prema. Now I'll tell you what is so glorious. Indra Prabhu said one time, one line, you know, even queens of Dwarka, they have a tiny desire to enjoy. But in Radharani, no. You know, I just want to tell one thing. You know, you think you're like, you know, some like, you know, in our lineage, whomever you think, Srila Prabhupada or spiritual master, you go like this, great. There, Prabhupada told about Saraswati Thakur. Oh, my Guru Maharaj is a Vaikuntha man. My Guru Maharaj is a Vaikuntha man. And I want to speak of anybody. Mother Lakshmi, the energy, expansion of Radharani. So, Ragadeshamuktesya Vishyanindriyasthiram Atmavasya Videya Atma Prasadam Vigichyate. No raga, no attachment, no dvesha. So, we are talking about the purity. If you don't have attachment and aversion, then you'll get the mercy of Krishna. Like you're on the altar. You're on the altar. Chappan Bhog is offered. 64 items. You look at it. That gulab jamun, I think mine. The extra 63 I don't need. You have an attachment. You have an attachment means you have eventually an aversion. When you are attached to gulab jamun, you are averse to Kerala. I'm just giving a material example actually. So anyway, if somebody is steeped in love, they don't have anything. Their only goal of life is to please Krishna. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'm just giving only theory. I'm actually, all the 6 anarthas are my best friends and they are my worst enemies, giving me so much trouble. But I'm telling you theory. So Srimati Radharani is top. So Kama, the word that is used is her intense desire. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes, to serve Krishna. Ladies and gentlemen, provision Mata is one thing I can tell you. One needs to have absolute sense control. To exhibit love. To start love, forget about it. Our senses are the wildest enemies. And when we try to satisfy our senses, the mind becomes blunt. Then we cannot go beyond mind. And you may be thinking, no, this is all for us, but spiritual world, they are not. That's true. I'm not denying spiritual world, But, even what is that? Spiritual world also there is a choice. Everyone has a choice. Anyway, Radharani has the topmost, the highest love. I want to give a small, I don't know whether I can give this example. This example has nothing to do, but I use the word sense control, that's why, maybe I'll give that later. So, so in the spiritual world, the beauty is based on how much love you have for Krishna. How much you have love for Krishna. So because, of course, Radharani has the most intense love for Krishna. That's why she is most beautiful. And she defeats the pride of. So we should understand that point, because without understanding this, why people never dare to worship Radha and Krishna? The descriptions appear like ordinary mundane, and our mind is an ordinary lusty mind naturally tends to think of these things. Then you will be putrefied instead of making progress. That's why very few people would approach Radha and Krishna worship. Means we have full sense of control. Somebody like Jayadev Goswami. Otherwise, why do you try to meditate on that and fall down? Better worship Lakshmi Narayan. on reverence. You all listening?
Yes.
But what Lord Chaitanya did, Chaitanya is Lord Radha and Krishna combined. He facilitated it. First thing he did, Raga, first thing he introduced Raghunath Bhakti. Spontaneous love. Giving entrance to Golok Vrindavan. Arey, Prabhuji, this is material world, Kali Yuga, I'm a Kali Yuga product. What Golok Vrindavan? I'm not even qualified for Vaikuntha. I'm not even qualified for the outskirts of the spiritual world. I don't have any doubt about it. Do you all agree with it? Huh? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, but the Golok Vrindavan, Lord Chaitanya says that's why that is a great glory of Lord Chaitanya. So, Raganaga Bhakti means Ragatmika Bhakti you need to practice. Ragatmika Bhakti means the Vrajavasis, they have spontaneous attraction for Krishna, spontaneous love for Krishna. And we need to follow their footsteps. So Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna together combined form. So Lord Chaitanya is the greatest Ragatmika Bhakta in the spiritual world. Golok Vrindavan, as Gargon Maharaj says, Golok Vrindavan has two compartments. Cabin A, cabin B. This compartment, Lord Chaitanya is performing the Leela, Gaur Leela as a devotee of Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Tvam Krishna he pranaya koti satantare. So, and that surrounded by Haridas Thakur, Shuklamar Brahmachari, Kola Sridhar, Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu. There is an intense dance. And we see, one time in Beda, there is actually a chapter called Chaitanya Charitamrita Beda Kirtan. So what is Beda Kirtan? So Beda is actually, a Bengali word, and of course is also Oriya word. So Lord Chaitanya was actually circumambulating the temple, Jagannathpuri temple, and Lord Chaitanya would jump 14 feet high. 14 feet high. So Hare Krishna Bhakti is very active, not passive, So, and devotees would just stare. Wow. So on one hand, Gaur Leela is going on another hand, Krishna Leela is going on. You can, based on your attraction, you can go for both the compartments. I mean, you can go to either of the compartments. Or people like, there you can both. Rupa Goswami is there as Rupa Manjari in this compartment. Rupa Goswami is there as Rupa Goswami in this compartment in Gaur Leela. Hare Krishna. So anyway, the point is, so if we serve Lord Chaitanya in Dasyaras, we don't need to apply mellows to Lord Chaitanya. Humble meaning and servant of servant of servant. Best is become servant of your Guru. Then they will give us entrance. They will purify us. How many of you are clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because actually after Prabhupada left, what happened? Some people, there's I don't know why and how, but Prabhupada has not given, the Siddha Pranali mantra. How do I know my spiritual form? These are all Prabhupada. When he heard this, Gopi Bhava Club, Prabhupada became angry. This will ruin bhakti, And all the people, they had spiritual problems because Prabhupada, the Guru was upset. Guru was upset. So, Sir Lord Prabhupada, actually one lecturer, His Holiness Radhanath Swami is telling that day you're ready, Prabhupada will, what is our Siddha, Bhakti Thakur said, what is our Siddha Pranali mantra? Trinada Pishanichal. Trinadapi Sunichan. And so the day we are ready, Srila Prabhupada will come. Srila Prabhupada will take us. Prabhupada has given us everything. And if we follow sincerely, we'll go back to Godhead. Baba even said this lifetime, if somebody is very sincere, exceptional sincere. So, so what is Radharani's thing? So prema mathuryas in two levels. Parakiya, Swakiya. Parakiya means Krishna as a Parakiya Bhaveya Vrajate Prachara. Somebody asked me one time, what is Radharani's relationship with Krishna? I said, what is the difference? What is the relationship between sun and sun rays? What is the difference between sun and sun rays? Sun rays have no existence without sun. If sun rays are not there, what is the value? Like stars, nobody cares about stars. Then why do we look for sun? Because of the sun rays, because of the heat. Heat and light are the energies of sun. Sun rays, they come from sun rays. So, sun has no value without sun rays. That is the relation between Radha and Krishna. Radharani is a Krishna in feminine form. Krishna is Radharani in masculine form. That's it. They're that much inseparable. Radha Krishna, Eka Atma Dui Dehadari, Anyonya Vilasa Rasa Aswadana Kori. It's only one soul, but two bodies. Why? For the mellows to happen, for the loving exchange to happen, there should be two objects, two entities. That's why they have become two. But now they have become one. To release the mellow, that's Radharani. That is Lord Chaitanya. So you may be thinking, but please, we should now. In Swakiya, there is no obstruction. In Parakiya, there is an obstruction. Nobody wants to. Krishna is playing on the flute. You want to go? No, brother says you cannot go. Father says you cannot go. Sometimes husband says you cannot go. They bolt, they lock you up. And you cannot go. Some gopis died. They couldn't. Soul of this. Okay, one time, first time I heard, I was really, really impressed. Why do we allow Krishna? I have a question for all of you. Should I ask this question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All the gopis and gopas, they love Krishna more than their children. Okay, you heard it. All the gopas and gopis, they loved Krishna more than the children. But stop everything and you think of yourself. Your next door neighbor's son is more beautiful than your son or daughter. And your next door neighbor's son is more intelligent than that child is more intelligent than your child, more beautiful than your child, more humbler than your child. Will you love next door neighbor's son more than your son? All the parents, please answer.
No, Prabhuji.
Actually, honestly, Prabhuji, my point of view, Prabhuji, I am treating equally because of, because kids, right, Prabhuji?
Mama.
Yes, Prabhuji, I am 100% of my point of view, Prabhuji. Even now too, and today too, Prabhuji. Whatever my kids do best, so I am saying you learn, and then whatever other kids do best, you learn, but be nice with each other.
No, I'm not. You're not understanding my question.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
My question is, be frank and honest. All the parents, how much love next door neighbor's son more than your son? I mean, son or daughter.
Prabhuji, that's not possible only. Actually, yes, Prabhuji, no. But,
So we are trying to give sometimes the best answers, but no. Our children, be honest. They all loved Krishna more than. I asked one proper disciples 15, 16 years ago. You know what the answer he gave? I don't remember who it was, but Krishna is the soul of our soul. For us to sustain, survive, all the souls need one soul, that is Krishna. That's why we love Krishna. You're listening? So you love Krishna. So we all love, in a liberated state, we love Krishna more than anything. So one Bhakti Vishwanath Maharaj said very nice point. Why Parake is very sweeter? Not because of anything. Only one reason, more obstacles. But still they want to cross those obstacles. Dhanam cha manam cha tatendriyani. Who will give up the chase? Manam. So when people go on the road, they'll call you, hey, yes. उनका चेहरे देखेगा नहीं. So fallen. We should not, no one should look at him or her. She goes with, she has extramarital relationships. If somebody calls like that, Prabhupada said this, what is that? You are very rich. You cannot join full time. You cannot give up everything and join full time. You will die in 1 year, Prabhupada said that. Dr. C.R. Das, he was a big lawyer making for Prabhupada said 50,000 rupees. And a call of Gandhi, he joined full time. He couldn't take it. In 1 year, he died. Chittaranjan Das. Because you're used to a particular lifestyle. You lost all the dhanam, then so but Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami Prabhupada says they give up everything, start wearing just a simple cloths, loin cloths. And so if you become poverty-stricken and become beggar, unless you have grace of Krishna, you cannot survive. The next one is even higher, manam. Dhanam cha manam cha. You want to give up. So when you go on the road, then people start calling you names. How will you feel? And you are not like that. That's why Uddhava told 10th canto. I forgot that verse. Dishtyajam, my Lord, what is this? In Dwaraka, Krishna or Mathura, Krishna eats with Uddhava, Krishna jokes with Uddhava, Krishna, without Uddhava, Krishna doesn't, lie down. Krishna consults with Uddhava. And everyone knows Uddhava is the topmost devotee of Krishna. But when Uddhava came to Vrindavan, I don't know how many of you went to Uddhava Kund. Uddhava saw when Gopi, first of all, when he saw Nanda Maharaj Yashoda, he was stunned. Oh, wow. This bhakti is matchless. This bhakti is matchless. Then he saw his friends. They were so morosed. Sakya. Woo. Then Mathurya. The Gopis surrendered. They're simple village girls. They surrounded. They desired to hear about Krishna. We want to fall asleep actually. But for them, that's why Rupa Goswami is the Acharya for Bhakti tradition. All the Sampradaya people accept that. So Lord Chaitanya empowered the heart, the Rupa Goswami, to write the Bhakti traditions. So Bhakti Parakashta, the top culmination, is, but Radharani doesn't look at Krishna, look at anybody, but she has to convey her message. Wow! Brahmara Gita. So the technical words, Rupa Goswami gives jalpa, pratijalpa, these are the highest states. First of all, nobody talks about these things. Okay, somebody, even very advanced people, they know prema is the culmination. But there are 16 more levels after prema. Hare Krishna. Only Gaudiya Bhakti tradition knows that. Gaudiya Vaishnavism knows that. So Radharani is a topmost in that. She has no problem. She can do anything for her. She can do anything for Krishna. I can give a material example, or maybe some spiritual, some idea, some semblance. But I should not give that because what we are talking is very high. But on another time, I can definitely give, if you remind me, or end of the class, I can give that material example to only to make you understand. So, what is that? Because she has bhakti, what is the name? Jayadev Goswami writes that. So what is that? I know the line, but Rupa Goswami, that full. Just give me 1 minute. What is that verse? Smaragarala kandanam mama sirasi mandanam dehi pada pallava mudaram. This is actually PH silly song of Jayadeva Goswami. Jalati mayi daruno madana kadanaruno haratu tad pahita vikaram. So this verse was written by Krishna. Dehi pada, dehi pada pallava mudaram. Krishna is telling he bent down and he's holding on to the feet. Actually, Gaur Maharaj speaks very well. And like a nonsense guy like me cannot speak because he need a lot of purity for this. So Krishna means what he wants is prema. Krishna, okay, Raghunath Goswami drinks only few spoons of buttermilk once a week. Why Raghunath Goswami didn't die? Huh? In our case, we become hungry. For us to chant our 16 rounds, there should be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Totally an annamaya. But Raghunath Goswami is not eating. You're listening? But he's getting nourishment. Also, Puchrika Lotabhava. So he invited Krishna for lunch. Krishna said, I'll come tomorrow. But that evening, Uddhava came. What's that? Akrura came. And he started taking, next day morning, he started taking Krishna. Suddenly, Lota went there. Krishna, Krishna, you said you'll come for lunch. Krishna said, I'll come back. 3 days I'll come back. You all know. So Lota, because so those days, they won't eat until the guest eats. Krishna is invited as a guest. And he's waiting. But because he is a Krishna conscious fully, Lota is becoming big, 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 fat and fatter. He's getting nourished by Krishna's love. He's getting nourished by Krishna's love. So Krishna is so pure. Krishna means asnavera suddham apapa viddham. Apapa viddham. Sin doesn't touch Krishna. Krishna, what is that? Krishna purifies everyone without being affected by them, because he's beyond 3 modes. It's because we are in, because we are in 3 modes. We don't know that. So Raghunath Goswami is nourished by, and Raghunath Goswami is nourished by, is getting nourishment from that love of Krishna, love of Radharani. That's why he was healthy, perfect. So Krishna looks for that love, prema. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, millions of universes made up of gold and silver on one side, a simple struggling sadhaka on one side. You ask Krishna, whom do you want? Krishna says that sadhaka, because he is a little love. Radharani's love. He's exhibiting Radharani's love. It is Radharani's love. Krishna says, I want that. There's millions of universes. If I do like this, another millions of universes will come. I don't need. That's all dead matter. But this one, where are you, Radhe? Radharani is the origin of love, origin of bhakti. Bhakti culminates in love, right? So anyway, what is that? This what is that? So if we want to attain Krishna prema, we need to attain 10th, especially verse number 10. It takes us. We can approach Krishna only through Radharani. Only through Radharani. Lord Chaitanya came to teach Manjari Bhav. Manjari Bhav means there are gopis. They worship Radharani. They assist Radharani. They assist Radharani in her service to Krishna. Lord Chaitanya came to teach that Manjari Bhav. Came to teach that Manjari Bhav. And in fact, whatever happens, whatever emotions Radharani goes through, because of her mystic potency, all the emotions the Manjaris go through, same emotions. That's why we need to take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Kumkumakta kanchanabja garvahari gauraba Pitananchitabja gandha kirti nindi saurabha Vallavesha sunu sarva vanchitarda sadhika Mahyamatma pada padmadase dastaradhika. So this was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami actually. Amazing. Why I'm telling this? Ashtakena yastvanena noti Krishna vallabham darsane pisailajadi yoshitali turlam. Even Parvati, she cannot see. It's very difficult for them to get the audience of Radharani, to get darshan of Radharani. To get darshan of Radharani. But if we approach, if she recommends us to Krishna, we will. We'll see more stories next week. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So beautiful class, Prabhuji. My question is, Prabhuji, you mentioned about all the Shakti Tattvas, the origin is Srimati Radharani. Then sometimes we see in Vaishnava bhajans, it's sometimes strong words are used like witch, like that for Maya. So how do we understand that, Prabhuji?
I didn't. The last line, strong words are what?
Like strong words like witch, like Pisachi Rakho, like that, Prabhuji. Like Jeev Jago in that bhajan. For Maya, the word is used Pisachi. So how do we understand this, Prabhuji? If everything, Maya Devi is also Shakti Tattva.
But then, that's why she says, in Simantadip, we have a temple, Pradama and Vruddha Shiva. So Pradama is actually, Durga, Shakti. Why? That is her, that duty is like that. She takes us away from Krishna. In Christian tradition, Maya is called a devil. So because of our duty, because of what is that? Yeah, because of our service. For example, what is that? Okay, you appoint security guards. Security guards in a ISKCON temple has security guards. But when the temple is full, they will not allow you to go and say, Kabar jane do na. Say, no, don't go. I please go. He'll put his hand around your neck and he'll say, if you come inside, he'll push you. Then you think he's a demon. But you have given donations to maintain his salary. So the point is, but he's pushing you out. Though he's there appointed to the temple management to maintain the security. Because he's pushing you out, you consider him as a demon. Actually, it happened to me one time. There was a Pushpabhishek, this Lord Chaitanya Panchatattva Abhishek. So the packed. What I did, I was just stayed back, So, we are all the brahmacharis at Chowpatty, that time I was in India. Stayed back. But, when I want to go inside, he said, no, you cannot go. I said, wait, no. Sometimes you use your saffron as a, what do you call, entrance ticket, But he said, no, you cannot. He said, if he put his hand like this, if I do this, then I consider him as a demon. But that is his duty. So my point is, because of our duty, we consider that, hey, we are only one step away from Krishna. Cycle of birth and death, old age, disease, everything gone, one funds for all. She's taking you away. Well, I don't know the better word than that. Actually, she admits that is her thankless task. You understand? Actually, this was used by Lord Chaitanya, actually. Not me or you. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, that helps, Prabhuji. And I really like the point that, when you said beauty increases based on their love for Krishna. That was an amazing point.
It is actually a statement of Sivaram Swami. I also don't know that. Because, actually the beauty in the material, Prabhu, just believe me, it is in fact just another glare of Maya. That's it. Yeah. Maya's one of the tricks is beauty, actually. If a boy or girl, they're very beautiful, that is the beauty works for them also. They'll always look their face in the mirror. They're so infatuated by their beauty. In fact, that it works so bad, irrespective of they're beautiful or not, you always look your face in the mirror, thinking you're beautiful. That is how Maya works. Imagine somebody is very beautiful. They're trying to entice others with their beauty. Their Maya keeps them in the bodily platform. Actually, it is good karma, but actually it's bad karma. Because we cannot utilize it in Krishna service. Okay? But spiritual world, first time actually, Sivaram Maharaj said, I said, wow, that's great. Then I correlated, when Gopi saw Uddhava was so beautiful, almost looking like Krishna, and there it is written, Uddhava, because of his advanced devotion, he resembles. But he got these qualities, Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, there is one more question from an anonymous devotee, Prabhuji. He wants to remain anonymous at this time. Yes, send me a question in the text message. Is that okay if I ask you? Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all goes to Prabhupada. Senior devotees in the class, sometimes they say out of humility that I'm so fallen, I have no realizations, etc. So neophytes like me might take those words as if it is true and underestimate the position of that senior devotee. How to take such statements from seniors?
I don't know about seniors, bro, but if today I give the class, if you take it to 100% true, I feel blessed. That's what I am actually. And first thing is, one should not look for, first till this what do you call, this starts, Manahsiksha starts with a sada dambam hitva. Give up the pride. We are all, I don't know about others, we are all victims of false pride, and I did not imitate falsely imitate humility. Sorry, I did not explain false humility. This is truth, you know. Even if one doesn't, I'm praying that people don't give me respect, but because we look for respect. When we look for respect, then we are stuck in the metal world. At this age, I am understanding that. So, if and the answer for that thing is, if you try to give respect only, that's the problem with the neophyte actually. People give so much respect, you're this much, and you lift people to the sky. And when you see a small fault, you'll bury the same person. That's a neophyte, you know. No, don't bury them, don't lift them. What is his name? This Maharaj, with this, what is his name? I forget his name. Prabhupada disciple. Prabhupada is mystical, very mystical. And Prabhupada, Achyutananda Prabhu, who printed the prayers book. So Achyutananda Prabhu, he says, Prabhupada says, Prabhupada is not coming for 1 year. So why is he not coming for 1 year? Prabhupada, you know everything. Prabhupada said, no, I don't know everything. If Krishna doesn't want me to know, I don't know. Achyutananda Prabhu said, from that day onwards, we start respecting Prabhupada as a teacher. Up to that day, we are respecting Prabhupada as a, what is that? When you have mystical powers and you sense it and you start respecting. If my Guru Maharaj knows everything. My Guru Maharaj. Not like that. And then you find a tiny fault. When somebody saw, what is it? Symptoms of envy, some people left. Somebody saw a rays of lust, somebody left. And I know one time actually, I've known he's a very senior brahmachari, and I was glorifying him. And he became, suddenly he turned to me and he was with a disgust on his face. He said, you glorify me like this. Tomorrow anything goes wrong, you will bury me. I said, no, bro, definitely not. I know, I understand how difficult it is. I will not bury you. Now it doesn't happen so much, but 15 years, 10 years ago, when some sannyasi would have problem, wow, ISKCON, like a chanting Hare Krishna mantra, people would discuss only that, as though you will not have a problem. That is wrong. So maturity means, this person is trying sincerely. Or if you don't give respect, no problem. But if you try to bury, that's a problem. That's where that is a neophyte concept actually. That's why preachers should not look for that. If you look for that, you'll be most miserable actually. Eventually. Because things every day is not Sunday anyway. Even if it goes for 10 years Sunday, one day Monday will come. Then, so you need to have people who appreciate you for your sincerity, for your sadhana, a struggle for continuation. Stay with that type of people. Hare Krishna.
That was a revealing answer, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Any other question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a beautiful class. Prabhuji, I had a few questions. One question was, you mentioned about Raganuga Bhakti and Ragatmika Bhakti. I'm having a little difficulty in understanding the difference between both of them. So, can you please elaborate?
This is given in Nectar Devotion. Basically, Bhakti is 2 types, Prabhu. Sadhana Bhakti is 2 types. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Vaidhi means Vidhi, regulation. Means you don't have control on mind and senses. You don't have love for Krishna. So you train Vidhi, regulation. I want to go to Mangalarti. So time is for the day. Alarm is ringing, but eyes are closing. But I'll go to Mangalarti. So likewise, you are forcing yourself in the shoes of a devotee. Though we have a karmi mentality, that is Vaidhi. Vidhi Bhakti. But Raganuga Bhakti means the attraction is spontaneous, like gopis, there is no question of getting a Mangalar the boot. They'll go. One devotee said this. He was chanting, he told, he was actually taking care of Jayapataksh Maharaj. Maharaj came to Dallas a couple of years ago. He has health issues, someone has to change, so many things here. So somebody should be there all the time. And he said, Maharaj was sleeping, but he was sleeping, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Wow, that's great. He was taking rest. So it's spontaneous. I just gave this example to make you understand. It's spontaneous. But as soon as he gets up, Krishna, 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 Mangalarti ko jana, Mangalarti jana, yes. Okay. So they don't know anything but Krishna. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. So what is Ragatmika Bhakti?
Wait. So I'm just giving example there to tell you the attraction is spontaneous. But now, so this Raganuga Bhakti means, Anuga means following. Following of Raga Bhakti. So Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, Raga Sadhana Bhakti. So Raga Sadhana Bhakti means spontaneous. So Ragatmika means, Raga Atmika means the person who is bent on following Raga, spontaneous Bhakti. This is the Rajavasis. Rajavasis, that's why in their Atmika, their attraction is spontaneous. They'll follow 24/7. They don't need a training. They're well trained. Their attraction to Krishna is spontaneous. Who is the best? Rajavasis. Raktak Chitra Patrak in Dasiras, Sridama Sudama Madhumana Swakrishna Vartapa Arjun Vishal, the Sakyaras, and Yashoda Nanda Maharaj in Vatsalyaras, Radharani and younger gopis in Mathuriras. They're all Ragatmika devotees. But if you want to, go in, you have to follow some of their footsteps. You need like, okay, for example, you eventually like attraction to Krishna in friendship, Mathuridas. You will follow Ragatmika devotee like a Sridhama or Sudhama, Madhumangal. So you like the Krishna talking to Sudhama. You like Krishna's, you are attracted to that type of. Okay, Sudhama, like in Madhumangal, he loves laddus. So he loves dealing with Krishna. So you follow Madhumangal, the Ragatmika devotee, if you want to go in Sakyaras. You understand me? And you want to what is that, Mathuriras. You will follow one of the Manjaris, like Raghunath Goswami. Raghunath Goswami, following Manjari. Which Manjari? Rupa Manjari. So, and Radharani, because their final goal is Radharani. Radharani, Ragatmika devotee in Mathuriras. Some people follow Chandravali, Mathuridas. But ours is all Radharani, So one day, what is name? This person, he made it because he wanted Raghunath Goswami to drink more buttermilk. So he brought this leaf, banyan leaf, bigger banyan leaf, and he poured. Raghunath Goswami said, "What is this? Where did you get it?" He said, Sakistali. Sakistali is Chandravali. He immediately threw it. I am Radharani's. Means he is following Radharani. So Ragatmika devotee. You're understanding?
So Prabhuji, just to clarify, make sure I understand. So Ragatmika Bhakti is being practiced by those who are like Krishna's eternal associates, Nitya Siddha devotees?
Brajavasis.
Brajavasis.
Brajavasis. Especially Brajavasis.
And when we talk about jivas, like we say Mahabhagavad devotees, even they are at the stage of, or even they are practicing Raganuga Bhakti.
Can you repeat the last line?
Yeah, when we talk that somebody like is a Mahabhagavad, for example, like Acharyas or Srila Prabhupada, so we'll say that they are doing Raganuga Bhakti.
Yeah, yes. Raganuga, if you they are Raganuga devotees because they follow one of the 5 people, especially Gaudiya Vaishnavism. There is no Raganuga sadhan, Raganu bhakti in other sampradayas, Prabhu. You know,
Okay.
it is Lord Chaitanya came to give this Raganuga sadhana, Raganuga bhakti. Lord Chaitanya came. You know, so for example, you follow a devotee. For a devotee, you call him a Raganuga devotee when he follows one of these 5 rasas, especially. That's why, like like this devotee is following Radharani in Madhurya Ras. He worships Radharani. He's a Raganuga devotee.
Okay.
But worships Radharani, but not that if Prabhu come for Mangalarti, he doesn't get up. No, that is wrong. So he is worshipping Radharani, and he has a Raganuga. He follows it. He's applying that.
Yeah.
It's not Vaidi.
Yes.
He has spontaneous attraction, and you are following a devotee of Raj. That is a Raganuga devotee. Anuga means follower. So we are Rupa Anugas because we follow Rupa Goswami. You understand?
Yes,
And,
Prabhuji. Thank
but
you.
Rupa Goswami follows Ragatmika devotee Radharani.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, Raganuga Bhakti, does it start at the stage of Bhav, or does it start at the rate of stage of Ruchi? Where does we say it's Raganuga or Prema?
Prema.
Prema.
I mean, it suddenly asked, I thought, because I read Nectar Devotion long ago, but because Rupa Goswami says real bhakti starts after liberation only. Anyway, what is that? Today, we do not know anything, Prabhu. I don't know my relationship with Krishna, right? So what we do, that's why it's a question. We are all following Vaidhi Bhakti because it's so difficult to get up to Mangalarti every day. So difficult to chant 16 rounds. When will the 16th round come? So we are doing Vaidhi Bhakti. How will this get entrance into Golok Vrindavan? There is a question people ask. Bhaktichar Swami answered very nicely. He said, Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna. So he has come to give this the entrance into Golok Vrindavan. So if we serve Lord Chaitanya in the mood of servant, because with Lord Chaitanya there are no other mellus. You cannot have Madhuras with Lord Chaitanya, he's sannyasi, right? You cannot have a Sakyaras with Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, because he's sannyasi. So you serve Lord Chaitanya in the mood of what is that? Dasyaras. Don't try to get into Radha Krishna worship, bypassing Lord Chaitanya. You will have a problem. This is my lecture actually in this coming weekend. So Lord Chaitanya has to give entrance. Otherwise, you will fall down. We don't have qualification to understand Radha and Krishna worship. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada purposefully introduced Gaurnita for that. Preaching mood. But Gaudiya Math only Gaur and Gadadhar. But we are not on that level. So Gaurnita means preaching mood, and you worship them. For Nityananda Prabhu is Guru Tattva. Nityananda Prabhu will recommend you to Lord Chaitanya, and you worship Lord Chaitanya through Nityananda Prabhu in the mood of servant, Dasyaras. He will take you. If you bypass and you try to understand Radha Krishna, you will fall down. You do million lifetimes, you cannot. Because we do Vaidhi only. After 20 years also, your mind will say, you're sleeping, I can't get up for Mangalarti. You're understanding or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
The attraction is not spontaneous. We are training our mind is not controlled. Our senses are not controlled. Agree or not? When somebody scolds you, scolds you in the sense, what is that? They question your character, then you are no.
Angry.
Yeah. So when we are still in modes, full of modes, 3 modes, our bhakti is Vaidhi Bhakti. But Vaidhi Bhakti performed to Lord Chaitanya. If Lord Chaitanya is happy, Lord Chaitanya is happy when our Guru is happy. then they will give us entrance into Lord Chaitanya will give entrance, you know. So, of course, these are all Srila Prabhupada's thing. So, Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. When our Guru is happy, then Prabhupada is happy. Prabhupada will recommend us to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu. Last week I was telling this story actually, you know. I don't know whether you are there or not, but Nityananda Prabhu will recommend to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya, then okay, all right. So, Lord Chaitanya, he is from cabin B of Golok Vrindavan. You know? Understand?
Yes, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, one more thing. So understanding that Raganuga is used only in our Sampradaya. So when we say Prahlad Maharaj is Mahabhagavad devotee, we don't use the word Raganuga. That's not applicable there.
At least, you know, he may have spontaneous attraction, but basically Rupa Goswami, I mean, you can apply these things because he worshipped Krishna also, you know. So, and he would see Krishna sometimes close, he would see Krishna sometimes far, you know. So that because his attraction is spontaneous, you can call, you know, he's a Raganuga devotee, no doubt, you know. But if you say quote unquote, which person he followed through worship, Prahlad Maharaj is Santaras, you know, that is what is written.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more thing in the lecture, if I may, just real quick. You mentioned about like differentiating between the devotion of Srimati Radharani and the queens of Dwarka. And I think you mentioned there is some material desire, but basically that is just for the Leela because they are all pure spiritual. I mean, we are talking about even the Jivas who are having spontaneous love for Krishna without any tinge of material desire. So here we are talking about expansions of Srimati Radharani who are in Dwarka. So they can't really have material desire, right?
I didn't use the word material. The moment I heard material, I waved my hand like this. So it's not a material desire. So there is no materialism in the spiritual world.
Yes,
You know?
this
So
the pastime and they are manifest.
This was told by Ayendra Prabhu. Ayendra Prabhu quoted this. When I heard this first time, I was really, wow. Okay, my thing is, why Radharani has topmost love? Why somebody has little less love? I have a question for you. In the spiritual world, you know, everything is like, you know, first of all, you are free from bodily platform, you are free from three modes. And but in spiritual world also, there are gradations. Shanta, Dasha, Sakya, Vatsalya, Mathurya. And in Mathurya also, in Vaikuntha platform, in Golok Vrindavan, there is also a gradation. In Golok Vrindavan also, you know, what is that? These 5 mellows are there. You know, in that also, actually, if you see nectar of instruction, there you see of all gopis are the top. Then you see Narada Muni Bhakti is there, Gopis Bhakti is there. Narada Muni doesn't want to go to hell. By giving the dust to Krishna, putting the dust from his feet and putting on Krishna's head, he doesn't want to go to hell. But gopis want to. You understand?
But isn't that also a pastime to indicate the glories of gopis? Because ultimately, you know, Narad Muni is also wanting to serve Krishna everywhere. He's ready to travel anywhere and everything.
But okay, he is ready to travel anywhere and everywhere. But Prabhu, I'll tell you. Okay, we always use these words very simply. One day I thought of this. 2021, March 20, you call them. Hey Prabhu, where is this Prabhu? He gave Krishna dust 500 years ago, 5,000 years ago. He is in Kumbhipaka right now, being burnt, being fried as a pakoda. Okay. You call 2022. Where is this Prabhu now? He gave Krishna dust from his feet 5,000 years ago. He is in Asipatra on hell, being chopped off. Okay. You call him 2020, 2040. Where is this Prabhu? He is in Prabhu, like that. They want to go to hell eternal, Prabhu. What does it mean eternal? We have no idea. Their love is that much steeped. You have a choice, Prabhuji. Sometimes people ask, you know, so you will be in the spiritual world. We all have a choice. That's why bhakti is great. You can always exercise your choice, you know. So Krishna, more Krishna, most Krishna, more than most Krishna. So that's there, it's there. It's all positive only. But there also, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, you know, though they are actually one, definitely same level, but there's a devotees would call a perfect, more perfect, most perfect. You know, so for example, Krishna and Vishnu. Okay, we give the delineation. This is Aishwarya Bhakti. This is what is that? Mathurya. This what is that? The best, you know, Mathura Bhakti, sweet Bhakti. You know, so so we are okay. Okay, you understand. But when I say somebody is willing to give dust, somebody is not willing to give dust. Why? So there are tiny levels of difference. The queens don't want to give dust because how can we put the dust on feet of husband? One is reverence. Second is because husband. Second is he'll go to hell. Who will go to hell eternally. So, but one person. I mean, some people they said no. You're understanding, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
They want to go to hell eternally. Just think of it. Anytime you call, they're in hell only. Why Vasudeva is great? He wants to go to hell eternally and suffer for all our sins. Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya. So the words, because of course I'm very fallen, that's why you don't see the weightage of that words. When you imagine the weightage, then you'll become a sincere and serious devotee.
Yes, Prabhuji, but when we are comparing like at the absolute level, like you quoted the example of Vasudev Datta, who's like Prahlad Maharaj mood, and then Prahlad Maharaj is like a disciple of Narad Muni. So how can we say Narad Muni is less, advanced than Vasudev Datta? My point is that because they are all in the absolute realm, there is a way of indicating in the Leela that how gopis are so advanced. But that doesn't mean that Narad Muni is less perfect. I mean, that is something which...
Again, I'm not telling you less or more. That is again, we are, Prabhuji, let me tell you. We are so tuned to the environment of Monday to Sunday and again Monday. So this is a world of duality, good and bad. So as soon as you eat gulab jamun, you love gulab jamun and you hate Kerala. But in spiritual world is not like that. Spiritual world, there are gradations. So in our case, Narada Muni, he doesn't want to get useless. Gopis, no, not like that. See, Narada Muni, when you see little, they are able to do it. This is great. And Prabhu, if you see everything is homogeneous, it is Brahman. It is not Brahman. Variety is there. Variety is there means there is variety. Means something is sweet and sweeter. So there is gula, there is what mango is, mango juice is there in the spiritual world. So that's why you can call it a perfect, more perfect, most perfect. That variety is there. Okay, I'll tell you. Hanumanji. This is our mentality because in the material world. Hanumanji, you tell anything about Hanumanji. Hanumanji says, I'll worship only Ram. No. Ayodhya ends with, what is that? Dasyaras only. There is only Gaurav Sakya. Now Vishrama Sakya is not there in Ayodhya. Vatsalya is not there in Ayodhya. Mathurya is not there at all. So may bolo, you are missing something, Prabhu. So immediately you can tell an Indian will say, no Ayodhya. I have to go to, that is Indian mentality. But that's not Hanumanji. So Prabhu, this bhakti. Hanumanji said, actually Krishna appeared to Hanumanji. Hanumanji said, I want only Ram. So there is something that we don't know. I will tell you we'll conclude with this. I asked Bhakti Vidyapur Maharaj, Maharaj, the seed, Madhavendra Puri is the seed of prema in the material world. He's the one, he's a seed of love in the material world. Maharaj, I can't imagine Madhavendra Puri to be I thought Madhavendra Puri is a gopi, but I heard Maharaj, Madhavendra Puri is a kalparuksha. Maharaj looked at me and said, why you have so much false ego? He asked me this question. So, because Madhavendra Puri is a seed of love, is a grand guru of Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna and Radharani himself, means he should be topmost gopi only. But when I heard he is a Kalparuksha, I was, probably this is this material mentality. Maharaj asked, why do you have so much false prestige? Why do you have so much false ego? He asked me this question. Then I realized I need to know so many things. You know, Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni says, wherever you go, people talk about Prahlad. Any devotee association, people talk about Prahlad. When I heard Prahlad is Santaras, Abba. So that is, it means we are harboring a lot of envy. I mean, ego is not envy. Ego and so many things. So we don't know things. My thing is, whatever I'm speaking is only theory, Prabhu. There are other things. Otherwise, Hanumanji, for example, Satyavrata Maharaj, Satyavrata, he loves fish incarnations. Bas, fish incarnation? No, Mellos. Why he doesn't know about Radha and Krishna, you know? Why? Or you know what is it? Prahlad Maharaj worships Narsimhadev, you know? Or a particular Brahma worships only Varahadev. Varahadev only. He doesn't know much. He doesn't know about Mathuridas, he doesn't know about Sakiras. That is our material conception. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And that's what I can tell. You know, it's late, you know.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You know. So we'll end it here. Dandot Pranam Shlopada Shila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
very much.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Pranam,
Thank you so much,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.